In this video, I'll be installing the mic tuning switch panel kit in the new Toyota Tacoma. I will show you exactly what's in the box. I will show you the bracket that I use to mount it, how to wire everything up, what fuse I tapped into, and many other details and cool features of this switch panel. Stay tuned. Let me show you everything that's included in the mic tuning switch panel kit. Also, guys, stick around because within the next month I'm going to be giving away a brand new 8-gang mic tuning switch panel. Let me show you. This is the mic tuning 8-gang switch panel. They sent this one out to me to do a video, which I did already, so please refer to the video on how to wire this up. I'm going to put everything back in the box. It was never used, and I'm going to ship it out to one person. I'm going to install the 12-gang switch panel by Mic Tuning. They sent this one out to me as well. And this will be going in the 2023 Toyota Tacoma. This is what's included in the kit. We have the control box here. There are 12 fuse circuits, 6 on each side, and they range from 10 amps all the way up to 30 amps. On the underside of the cover are extra fuses. The switch panel itself with 12 switches, mounting brackets, a variety of them. Then we have the circuit breaker, the cables, hardware, and zip ties. Now also, guys, I have here the Overland equipped mount. This is the same company that made the mount for the 4Runner that I did a video on. So this will be getting bolted up into the inner fender, and then the control box will be mounted here, the circuit breaker will be mounted here, and everything will be nice and clean. Let me show you that bolt that's in the wheel well. So if you come over the fender and look straight down, you're going to see a bolt. It's located right here. This bolt is going to get loosened, and then the Overland equipped bracket will actually fit right behind here. It'll just slip in, then you'll just retighten the bolt. That bolt does not have to be removed. And then the other 2 mounting bolts are right here on the inner fender. So inner fender for 2, and then the wheel well is the last one. This is the cover of the fuse box in the Toyota Tacoma. This is 2023. So as far as the fuse I tapped into for accessory, it is this one right here. It is EFI number 4, 15 amp, right here. Okay, that's an accessory switch. You could also do straight to power battery, and the control panel actually has a switch right here, but to control between battery and ACC. So I'm going to use the accessory. I don't want this unit powered on all the time. I only want it powered on when the key comes on. When you take the factory fuse out, it's a mini fuse, and it looks like this. Unfortunately, this will not fit into the add fuse that they provide, the slot that's empty right here. I put a blue one in. I just happen to have a variety of different fuses in my shop. So I got lucky, and I took out the factory 15 amp that looks like this. I replaced it with a fuse that looks like this. So the 15 amp to drive the EFI number 4 will be right here. And the 2 amp fuse above it is what came from Mic Tuning. That will power the control box. Looking back in the fuse box under the hood, that's the one I tapped into, the add a fuse. I wrapped it around, and it's going to come out on the side here, and then I'll put the cover back on, and then the end of this here will connect to the control box, which sits next to it. So looking at the firewall, I ran this wire, I don't know if this is going to show it, through the grommet down here, and then I have it coming underneath the bracket, and then through this hole. This is going to go into the control box, and it'll plug right in. Also, because it was a little rough around this hole and around this slot where wires will be coming through, I put a trim guard on there, and it's just a rubber trim guard with metal, so you can mold it, and that'll allow for the edges to be soft and not have to worry about metal cutting through any wires coming through here or here. We have everything connected now, and I'll just run down exactly what we did here. This is the bracket with the 2 bolts in the inner fender, and then the 1 bolt down low, which we just had to loosen, slip in, and then retighten. We have the 100 amp circuit breaker attached with a cable that's going to connect to the battery shortly here. The other side of the circuit breaker will have another positive cable that'll run down up through this hole and then connect into the control box. The negative cable is here that comes out, down, under, and then connects to the factory chassis ground. And then we have from the grommet that's located here that goes to the switch panel itself, the wire comes underneath, up, and then connects actually right here. And then from the fuse panel, which we tapped into that EFI number 4 15 amp fuse, that's an accessory fuse. So that will come out the side of the fuse box, down and underneath the bracket. It'll come up through that hole as well. So all main wires are coming up through that hole, attaching into the control box here. And now the only thing left to do is the cover on and attach the cable here, and then flip this over to get power. So we'll keep it safe right now. I'm going to connect ditch lights, and we will remove that cover and connect them into one of the circuits here. So please stay tuned for the switch lights that are getting connected. We'll also do a demo on the features of this mic tuning switch panel. There's some pretty cool features that I want to show you. And then also I'm going to show you where I mounted the switch panel on the inside. Actually, let's go take a look right now. There's not a lot of great places to mount that switch panel. Well, a 12-gang switch panel. So what we're going to do is actually we're going to mount it somewhere in this position right here. And then we'll tuck those wires in. This way it's easily accessible from the driver's seat. I have the wiring for the ditch lights here on the 10 amp circuit. And you can see the reds are together going into the positive and the blacks are together going into the negative. So I will tidy up the wiring and then we'll check out the operation. These 3 buttons on the side control numerous things. They control dimness of the backlighting, color of the backlighting, as well as you can have your lights go from on, off, to just momentary like a horn, to strobe. If you press this button here, and then you hold down the middle button, it'll put you at the red blinking lights. Now you can program the lights to do a different feature. So if I press that button, it'll lock that in. I will turn it off again, turn it on again, and now when I press the ditch lights we just installed, it's momentary. So as I press, they come on, let go, they come off. This is ideal for a horn. Now if I want to switch that, I'll turn it off again, turn it on, hold that button down and go into red mode. I'll click that off. Now once again, turn it off to lock it in, turn it back on, and now it's on and off. So they'll stay on when the light's on and then they'll go off. Now to get into strobe, I can turn that on, hold that button down, press the button again, and then we'll click it. Turn it off, turn it on, and now we're in strobe. So right now the ditch lights are going on, off, on, off. I'll show you. Pretty cool. So let's get back into the on-off feature for the ditch lights. Let's turn that on. Let's hold that middle button down. Let's click it off. Turn it off to lock it in. And now we're in on, off mode. Okay, a couple other features. The backlighting, I can switch the dimness of it by just doing a short press. The other one was a long press to get into the programming mode. Now if you do a short press on the middle button, you can see the dimness will go down. And then back to bright again. So you have quite a few selections for dimness on the backlighting. And then on the bottom button, you can change the color. Not only do you have multiple choices for colors in the backlighting, but you could also have them come in and out. I'll show you. Press that button once, you'll change the color. So short presses will change the color of the backlighting. Okay, now if I do a long press, it'll go into a mode where it'll change through all the colors and it'll kind of fade in and fade out for all the colors. We can change that again by another long press. And that'll just pop straight up from one color to another. I like just a simple backlight. We'll leave it at blue for now. We are on, off instead of strobe or momentary. Then we'll just shut it down. This is the mic tuning switch panel control. Very cool item. Thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, helpful, or entertaining, please consider giving me a subscribe to the channel. And also, do not forget, I am giving away that mic tuning switch panel coming up in about a month. You do not want to miss that one. I will see you on the next one, guys.